Testing my mic here. All right, that sounds good enough. And let me switch my overlay here. And there we go. We are live yet once again. Welcome back to my stream. We'll be continuing with the JavaScript course. And by the way, let me adjust my mic. I mean my camera. Yeah, I'm so used to saying testing my mic here. Um, Anyhow, I just realized that I labeled the title if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch as day 4, whereas this is technically day 3 of the JavaScript course. The second stream that I'm doing today would be on JavaScript itself. And no, I have not forgotten about PyTorch at all. It's just that I'm towards the end of the PyTorch course anyways, so might as well, get some progress made on the JavaScript course first and then move to the PyTorch course later. So, and probably I'll remove that day word and or change that day word for new courses and maybe change that to stream 1 2 3 4 rather than day 1 2 3 4 because that's technically what it's going to be, isn't it? Let's just stick to the day convention for now. And with that rand of mine, I'm just gonna start with yeah, I'm just gonna continue with my tutorial here on JS by none other than Brocode. So last time we were building or replicating this temperature conversion tool built here, and this is where we reach. I know there are some differences between mine and Brocott's tool. Like, of course, the CSS is very different. Yeah, we used some kind of 3D box shadow, which I took from. I think it was this one, which, mind you, I think looks cool. And then, what else? What else? The font, yeah, it's alright. The font is almost the same. The color is a bit different here. I mean, I just copied the X color picker from here, but it's mine is darker for some reason. I'm not sure why. Uh, then yeah, we have to stylize the button and then write DGS code for it. Right now, just the UI is made and still some changes are to be made. So let's uh, let's get started with that. So first and foremost, the button size. What do I think about that? First of all, the border radius, I'm gonna decrease that. It should be like it should still be like is live server working or not? Yeah, it is. It's okay. Maybe four. Okay, four is, yeah. Four makes it look like a circular, not circular, a rectangular box with you know circular corners. Then okay, I mean, I don't think I need to change anything on that end. Then what? Am I? Yeah, I'm on 100%. We need to resize the temperature part of it, make a bit wide and increase the height a bit too, overall height a bit. So let's do that. So over to temperature input. So my font size is 20 pixels. Yeah. How do I? So max width. If I set that to 20 pixel, yeah, that's not. How about I just fit content? I guess that looks good enough. Then I'll center. When I need to have a div and then align it to the center. Or you know what I can do? I'll just do margin 0 auto. Margin 0 auto is a lifesaver. It's the one which works most of the time. So, yeah. Now for the height, yeah, fix. And this one I'm gonna do anything. How about 110%? Does it change it at all? Is the question now? Doesn't apparently, or maybe rather I have to change the font size. Yeah, font size is the one I need to change. Let's just do 110%. What does that yield? And what about 100%? Okay, and yeah, if I don't have this, so 100% of what exactly? Right, 100% of what are you taking? So if I do 50%, what happens? 50% of what exactly are you taking? Yeah, but 50% of what? You know? So I'll just Google that. Um, Percentage as a unit and CSS. Size of the elements parent. So the parent of this input is my form. So so basically it would be aligned to this whatever's in like the size of this, right? Let's test out that theory. If I put 100%, I think it's right. It's about the same size as Celsius, like the text I've written here, isn't it? Okay. I think that looks good enough. Maybe I okay, let's just add 10% more. That definitely looks good enough. The text needs to start in the middle. And what else? I don't know. It's just okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's make it 150. Okay, and I think I'm just gonna yeah, that look good enough. I think that looks pretty good enough. I need okay. Start input text at middle would justify. I think text align center. This should yeah. It starts at the middle. All right. Cool. Then yeah, we're gonna leave some space beneath this. Let's create element first. Which we'll put the value inside paragraph element itself. To call it p value. That created some space automatically for us. And underneath, I think I can just do underneath the enclosure, right? Yeah, I can just increase the enclosure margins a bit here. So basically, margin bottom, I can do what about Let's say 10%. Wait, okay, that isn't doing anything apparently. What about padding bottom? Padding bottom seems to work. uh, I don't know about this one. Change padding top to never mind, never mind. Um, remove the top part. 10%. I'm just gonna 50. Okay, 100. I'm just gonna put some values on over there. It is 50 degrees. We need that degree symbol. Um, degree symbol. Yep, we're gonna copy that. Degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit. Cool. It would probably like input if it's Fahrenheit like this. S. Yeah, cool. I think this all of this looks good enough, and we are gonna yeah, let's write some JS code now. We have made our design, and I am pretty proud of it so far. So, mm, so we are going to write some create some constant variables here. We attached the JavaScript file, right? Yeah, we have attached it. Let me just check, just double check whether yeah, I'm streaming to YouTube, all right? Don't want it to become like one of my no. I think I mentioned this in my previous stream. I forgot to stream to YouTube on one occasion, and yeah, I had to just quickly spin up a 5 minute stream as a recovery for it. All right, so yeah, let's create some variables. Const. We call it display. We need to change. We'll probably need to change. We don't need to change it because we're not. Yeah, we're not taking that into account. You know what? Actually, dot display. Let's change the font size a bit. Increase that to 110%. Yeah, that is more good, I would say. Looking more good. So, const display is gonna be equal to. We're gonna select that. And then what else do we have? We have our temperature input. Same thing. We're gonna just query select. We're gonna just select it in CSS selectors. Did I use an ID there or use an ID there? Okay. Now what else would I need? Form on. I'm probably I'm pretty sure there should be some form on submit, right? So let's see. Yeah. Um, pretty sure this is. I'm not, maybe this is what Brocode would do. To use something like this. Um, but we are just gonna check for whether the submit button was clicked. So const. I guess we only have one button. So did I call it button or what did I call it? I call it button, all right. Okay, have my button, then these two, yeah, radio buttons is what I need. So Celsius to Fahrenheit. I give it a class or an ID? Give it an ID for both CTF and FTC. Cool. Now, now. I think we can start coding now. So basically, what we're gonna do is wait. Let's write two functions. And we'll name the functions. Yeah, I gotta follow Celsius to Fahrenheit and Fahrenheit to Celsius. Basically, okay, it's gonna take Celsius. Actually, let's just take temperature. And what are we gonna return? Well, let's just see what's the formula. Celsius to Fahrenheit formula. Fahrenheit is equal to Celsius times 9 by 5 plus 32. Okay. And we're gonna create Fahrenheit to Celsius. Let's keep that camel case there. So lowercase f. And Fahrenheit to Celsius formula. That's just gonna be Fahrenheit minus 32 into 5 by 9. And let's put bracket around this. Cool. I think what hey there. Oh, we have Checkum back on stream again. Yeah, we are JavaScripting indeed. Just you know, is replicating the correct word? I guess it is. Just making this my own way. So I made some style changes here. Copied I honestly think this 3D box thing looks better than this. It was just personal preference. Um, then yeah, that's what I'm trying to do now. So I also did one morning stream today. This is like going to be the continuation of that. So Celsius to Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit to Celsius. Now we're gonna look out for the click event. Click and why can't I speak? Click event of what you ask? Click event of submit button. So button on click. Did I miss out or something? It's on click itself, right? On click. It's on click. It's not auto completing for some reason. Oh, you saw me earlier, huh? I mean, was it like middle of the night for you out there? When, like when I do my morning streams, I think it is. Uh, so let's see what we need to do here. So button or non-click. 3 scenarios can happen, or maybe in 4 scenarios can happen, right? One, the user typed in something, but it's not a number, or nan. Then second, user just clicked on this submit. In which case it's still not a number, right? It still wouldn't be a number. So I guess just 3 cases. Second and third case is you select either one of these. Not really. Alright. Alright, gotcha. You're a night owl. Okay. So, alright. So I'm gonna take in the temperature input. No, I'll do temperature is gonna be temperature input dot value, not value, dot text content, and this is gonna be a const, not a const. Sorry. Yeah, should be good enough. Now we have the temperature at hand. What do we need to do now? We need to check if temperature is this is not a number, then we're gonna say to the user, we're gonna now actually we'll play around with the content and then we'll set the content. Yeah, that should be good enough. So let content is equal to, actually, you know what, let this be in the else if statement. If temp equals strictly equal to null, yeah, we're just gonna do let content. If temperature is strictly null, what am I gonna do, you ask? Means he just clicked on it, right? He did not select either one of these. Or maybe he selected either one of these and he just did not. Actually, you know what? We need 2 other variables. Let's begin off with the normal condition first. If it is a number, then what we're gonna do is, let's convert this into a number. JS won't like that. Oh, this is what happens when you know multiple languages. Thanks for that save there. Yeah. Just used to Python, I guess. So if temperature is not a number, I mean, if temperature is a number, what we're gonna do, we're gonna check which one has been clicked. So fctf dot check. All right, if that is the one which has been checked, then hold on a second, I'll come to that part. And here we're gonna fill the code in the case where Fahrenheit to Celsius has been checked. Then here we have a number, but nothing has been checked. So in that case, we're gonna set content to is and number. Yeah, please enter a number. Oh wait, not please enter a number. It should be please check option. Yeah, that should be good. And now let's add a period or full stop there. Then if CTF is checked, then then so we need Fahrenheit temperature, right? Fahrenheit temperature, and let's stick to camel case here. It's gonna be Fahrenheit to Celsius to Fahrenheit. Gonna put in temperature there, and content is gonna be to a template literal here. So it's Celsius to Fahrenheit, right? So I'm gonna copy this symbol over here. What am I gonna type? I'm gonna type in, where's the dollar sign? Where's the dollar sign? Yeah. Temp is temp what? It's gonna be something degree Celsius is. Why is this is supposed to be in blue? Oh, is it because I did not? Nah, I've already defined it. Why did what's it VS Code suddenly decide to change it to yellow? Maybe I made some syntax error there. Perhaps that might be it. Fahrenheit. Yeah, Fahrenheit. Yeah, cool. Next, we're gonna do almost the same thing here, except we're gonna in this to Celsius temp. And okay, so cool. So this covers all the cases where this is checked and we have entered a valid value. Valid value, that rhymes. And let's have an else statement here. So in this case, it is not a number, meaning they might have clicked upon this, but either way, the value that they have entered is not valid. The value that they have entered is not valid. That sounds like a tongue twister. I guess in that case, there's just one scenario. We just set please what? Please and valid value, and at the end of this, what are we gonna do? We're gonna set the display dot text content as content. All right, it's finally done. Now, moment of truth, or the question that we all have is it gonna work? Because code always works on first try, doesn't it? Okay, okay, let's see. Should be good enough. And here we go. So how much is 50 degrees? Oh, I need to remove this. I'll remove it, but okay, all right. So something is wrong there. We need to check it out. Um, so it got 0 degrees instead of 50 from this area. What could have happened there? So, am I getting the correct temperature input? Of course, I'm because this would be a number, right? Oh, what could be happening there? Is it? So we're gonna console.log the the console.log the temperature, yeah, and see what's being logged there. All right, interesting. Nothing is being logged. I have take. Oh, I have not take this. Okay, okay, let's see. Why are we picking up temperature as 0? What about this? Surely this should pick up 50, right? Please check the option. Oh, it picks up an empty string. Okay, I didn't expect that. So maybe it's not text content. Get input from get input value JS. Um, you have to get no. That's for the for box, right? Get input from text. It is not. It's definitely not. For some reason, it is giving an empty string. Maybe I should not use text content when it comes to input, and be some other attribute which I'm not aware of. Uh, so it's supposed to be dot value. Okay, let's see if that works. We're gonna change that to dot value, and gonna enter a number there. Oh, okay. So I guess when it comes to input tag, you can't use text content. You need to use value. And let's see if that fixed it. So how much is 50 degrees Celsius? And it is. Yeah, there we go. That's 122 degree Fahrenheit. And what about 50 degree Fahrenheit? That's wait, wait. Did I? Is that true or 50 degree Fahrenheit is 122 degrees Celsius? Okay. I think something is. Oh, maybe. Let's just put another number, and we'll compare it against Google. Huh. Made some mistake on the formula, I guess. How much is 60 degree Fahrenheit? It's 15 degrees Celsius. Okay, so what's happening here? Am I? Oh, of course, I did not change the function I was supposed to use. Yeah, it's not broken. I'm not even using it. That's the reason. So let's see if the please have, of course. So, oh gosh, I have so many tabs open right now. So let's see. Celsius to Fahrenheit 60. Okay, and let's Fahrenheit. That's 15 degrees Celsius. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Um, I mean, wait, what did I say? It's just right. I mean, I have not even tested it and I'm saying it's right. Okay, it is right, but we don't need these many variables. We'll keep it to say what, two decimal points. Two decimal points sounds great. Round in JS to two decimal place. Yeah. So let's see. Isn't there a? It seems like matter round is a better solution, but it's not. In some cases, it will not round correctly. There is no inbuilt method for this. Okay. Hmm. What is this do? Oh, I see. It rounds like multiplies it by 100, rounds it, and then divides it by 100 back again. Okay, let's just do that. What's that? Uh, two fixed in JS less a take than using math. Two fixed, so there is a method for that. Why it doesn't Stack Overflow? Say that though. Two fixed. Okay, all right. The two fixed. What does two fixed do? Let's open up. So let's do num dot two fixed two. Hey, there we go. That works. All right, that's a neat solution. I don't know if they were suggesting there were other solutions there for some reason. Other not so near lengthy solution, I should say. What if num is a perfect whole number? What if it's something like 12? In that case, I don't actually need the zero. So how do I remove these zeros? Um, Rather remove trailing zeros and yes, not trailing. Should it be ending? Oh, they mentioned to fix here. There's another thing, to precision. Use pass plot. Use pass plot. Okay. To fix without padding. What does pass plot do? Let's see what pass plot does. Pass plot method passes a value as a string and returns the first number. That's a useful feature. I don't think we have such a thing in Python. Okay. So, so, so basically, what it's saying is if I do pass plot here. Okay, there we go. And if num is something crazy like that, that's what we want. So I'm gonna copy that. And thanks for the suggestion, chicken. Now what I'm gonna do is, so I think I'll just return it here. We'll just do let num is equal to, and same here, let num is equal to this. Why did I go outside the curly braces for some reason? We're gonna return this. Great. And with that, we save that. 60 Fahrenheit should be okay, but 60 Celsius should be this much. Whoa, there we go. We finally got it working. And what else is that? Yeah, if I just hit enter, just please check option. What if I enter something like this? Please enter a valid value. I think we covered all instances there. One last thing. I'm gonna remove this. Let's see. There we go. Cool. So I think we build our own version of temperature conversion there. What happens if you enter a decimal value? Let's see what happens if I enter a decimal value. 12.333. It should work, right? It works, but is that the correct value? $54.1994. It rounded it off, so yeah, it does work, I believe. It's 2 Fahrenheit to Celsius. Negative 10.92, and it rounded off. Yeah, it works. It looks good. Yeah, you always need to test, right? Okay. Cool. Now let's just quickly look at the implementation. Broke there. I'm gonna predict that he probably did something like forms have a non-submit event or something like that, right? So maybe used something along those lines. Not sure. Let's view it anyways.
All right, let's begin, everybody. We will begin within our HTML file. Make sure you've linked the script to your JavaScript file, which we'll fill in later. So within the body of our document, we will create a form element. Within our form, we will create an H1 heading for the title of this program, which we will name temperature. Conversion is good. After our H1 element, we'll create an input element. This is a self-closing tag. It's a text box. Since we're going to be converting temperatures, I will set the type to be.
If you're a web designer, here are 4 Wix Studio features.
YouTube has too many ads these days.
Number.
Is it just
so that should give us some arrows to increase or decrease the number, or type 1 in if we need to. I'm going to give this text box an ID of text box. We'll be referring to this text box by its ID later. I'm also going to go ahead and set an initial value of 0. Then we can increase or decrease the number, like I said before. It is a little small, but with CSS, we will increase the size.
They have an input type number, huh? I don't think anyone uses that though. Sure. I don't know. Isn't YouTube taking measures to prevent people from using that?
What I'm going to do now is create 2 radio buttons along with labels. So we have input. Input is a self-closing tag. The type will be radio. And for the ID, this will be a radio button to convert to Fahrenheit. I can never spell Fahrenheit. But when the radio buttons in the same group, I will set the name of the group to be unit. Oh, looks like I misspelled type.
That's good to
know.
There we go.
So I'm going to place our radio button on a new line. So within our first input element, I will add a line break. All right, so after our first radio button, I'll create a label for it. Label. This label will be for.
Does it work on other sites?
And the text will be Celsius to
Of course it would, right? I mean.
Or if you prefer, you could create
is it like a general ad blocker?
Let me use an emoji instead. So on Windows, to create an emoji, you can hold Windows and semicolon. Is there an arrow? That'll work. So when you click on the label, you should also be able to select the radio button. That's because the for attribute is the same as the ID.
Oh, use an emoji instead. I just created the arrow manually. It works perfect everywhere. Okay, alright.
Attribute of the radio button.
Cool, I mean, I'll probably install that on my own time.
Like
on my personal machine or something.
Let's switch these around. Fahrenheit to Celsius. To Celsius. I'm also going to add a line break after our first label. So right here. As well as here. Google wants to translate my webpage from German to English. It's probably because of the word Fahrenheit, I'm guessing. Now I'll create a button. The type will be button. The text will be submit. There is an on-click attribute for buttons. On-click. When we click on this button, we can execute a JavaScript function. Eventually, we'll be creating a function named convert.
I don't know. I believe I have not used ad blockers or anything, but I believe YouTube, there was something like YouTube ad blocker. New tactic against ad blocker as a whole Reddit trend for it. With slower videos. I don't know. And I haven't been in the ad block space.
So within our JavaScript file, function convert. We'll fill this in later. So when we click on the button, we will execute the convert function. Then lastly, we're going to display a result, whatever the new temperature is. We'll use a...
Oh, you could do this? I didn't know that. On click, you can just put a
paragraph element
function there.
The ID will be result. And just as a placeholder for now, I'm going to type select a unit. All right, so far so good.
Oh, okay, I see. So you just basically, rather than doing this, you just assign it in the HTML itself. Gotcha. Good to know.
Let's style this program with CSS now. Be sure to save your HTML file. We'll move on to CSS. We will first change the body of our document. Let's change.
Making CSS/JS. Oh, of course. I mean, oh, I see. This would be treated as like an actual JS, huh? Like actual JavaScript. What is the reason for that? Is it just one of those dev things, or is there like some kind of cyber security thing going on there?
Let's style this program with CSS now. Be sure to save your HTML file. We'll move on to CSS. We will first change the body of our document. Let's change the font family of the body of our document. I'll pick Arial with a backup of sans serif. I'll change the background color too. Background-color. I like using HSL values. Let's type a color such as black. We will change the color to be HSL.
Oh, I see. It becomes no, I think I understand what you mean. Like if it errors out like inside the HTML part, then it would be hard to locate it in debugger. Is that what where we're going for? What you're going for?
I'll go with a very light gray color, like 95%.
Like it doesn't show the trace back and stuff.
We'll fill in the form section to be pure white. We will select our H1 element. That's going to be the header. I'll pick a color. Again, I'll be using HSL values. Let's go with, I don't know, blue. Feel free to pick a different color if you would like. That's not bad. Then we'll fill in the form. Our form contains pretty much all of these elements. So let's select our form. I will change the background color. I'll just copy this line and paste it. But I'll make this pure white.
It's the best way to torture yourself, I guess.
I'll text align center everything with
or at least one of the best ways to torture yourself.
Set a max width of the form because right now it's taking up 100% of the width of the web browser. So max width will be, how about 350 pixels? We would like this form to be within the middle, aligned horizontally. We can set margin to be auto, to automatically center that. I'll add a little bit of padding around the elements within our form. Padding, let's do 25 pixels. I'll smooth the corners of the form using border radius. Border radius, 10 pixels.
When he made the tutorial, he would surely have right now he's just typing and typing and typing. But in practice, you just it's just a lot of trial and error, right? You just do a lot of trial and error each time.
Then I'll add a box.
Yeah, of course.
Box.
Each file, each language.
The first value is the horizontal offset.
That's why.
Then the vertical offset, I will set that to be 5 pixels.
They have that
feature,
the third
value is the blur radius because right now it's fairly concentrated. Let's stick with 15 pixels. Not bad. You can also select a color. Again, I'm going to use HSL values. You can also change the transparency. I'll set mine to be 30%, or approximately 30%. 0.3. Not bad. So that's my box shadow. Now we're going to change the text box. So this text box does have an ID. Text box. Let's select this element by its ID. I'll set the width to be 50%. It's going to take up 50% of the width available. Let's text align center. The number is going to be right in the middle. Let's change the font size. Let's do 2EM for 200%. I'll add a border. 2 pixels solid. Then I'll pick some HSL values for the color. I'll make it a little transparent. Maybe like 80%. Let's select a border radius.
So you saw what? I saw what today. Where the guys actually script. Oh. I mean, I've seen people do styling inside HTML, but never writing like this inside. No, actually, you know what? Scratch that. I have seen I think I've seen people do that too. Yeah. The habits that you do in the beginning sticks, doesn't it? Yeah. I think like I mentioned this in one of my previous streams. People I don't know where I got this saying from, but you always need to document your code, you know, because um, if you don't document your code, the first month was you and God know what you wrote. After that, you're all it's just God who knows what you wrote.
4 pixels to smooth the corners. I'll add a little bit of margin below the text box. Margin dash bottom.
Maybe did he tell about the corn later on? Maybe, you know.
That's going to push the radio buttons down further, just to give this text box more space. Let's work on the radio buttons next. So we are selecting the labels. So let's take every label. I'll change the font size so it's a little bigger. 1.5 EM for 150%. I'll make the font weight bold, just to bold it. There. Let's select our button. We are selecting our button. I'll add a little bit of margin above the button. Margin dash top, 15 pixels. Let's change the background color of the button. Pick a color. I'll pick red. And again, I'm going to use HSL values because I like them. That's decent. I'll change the font size of the button. 1.5 EM for 150%.
I have not wrote the HSL. Hue, saturation, and lightness. The way to represent color, I guess.
I'll remove the border. Border none. I'll add some padding.
How did he create that?
Smoothie. I'll add a little view within the web browser within this Davis line and paste it. But I'll make this pure white. I'll text.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I needed to use HSL. Like I tried making this thing white, but it wasn't budging for some reason. It was not turning white. I guess you need to use this specific format of color.
So everything should be centered. I'll set a max width of the form because right now it's taking up 100%.
Oh, maybe it was white.
So max width.
With HSL only would you realize.
We would like this form to be within the middle, aligned horizontally. We can set margin to be auto to automatically center that.
Oh, this thing has saved me quite a lot. Like where I'm just using 0 auto, 0 to center everything.
Add a little bit of padding around the elements within our form. Padding. Let's do 25 pixels. I'll smooth the corners of the form using border radius. Border radius, 10 pixels. Then I'll add box shadow. Box shadow. The first value is the horizontal offset. Let's set that to be 5 pixels. Then the vertical offset, I will set that to be 5 pixels. The third value is the blur radius, because right now it's fairly concentrated. Let's stick with 15 pixels. Not bad. You can also select a color. Again, I'm going to use it.
Well, of course, I copied the box shadow, but they used RGB. A stands for opacity, right? That's a lot of pixels and values there. Yes, that's what it takes to create such an effect.
Use HSL values. You can also change the transparency.
You made a new JS that seems way more up to date. Yes, maybe that might be it.
Set mine to be 30%, or approximately 30%. 0.3. Not bad. So that's my box shadow. Now we're going to change the text box. So this text box does have an ID. Text box. Let's select this element by its ID. I'll set the width to be 50%.
How did your Code Wars session go yesterday?
It's going to take up 50% of the width available. Let's text align center. The number is going to be right in the middle. Let's change the font size. Let's do 2 EM for 200%. I'll add a border.
No, 1 EM is 100% then?
Then I'll pick some HSL values for the color. I'll make it a little transparent. Maybe like 80%. Let's select a border radius.
Alright,
pixels,
that's good.
Corners.
What
margin below.
The ranking that is called Kata? I don't know how you pronounce that.
Oh, the text box.
Seems like you don't like math that much, huh?
15 pixels is good. That's going to push the radio buttons down further, just to give this text box more space. Let's work on the radio buttons next. So we are selecting the labels. So let's take every label. I'll change the font size so it's a little bigger. 1.5 EM for 150%. I'll make the font weight bold, just to bold it. There. Let's select our button. We are selecting our button. I'll add a little bit of margin above the button. Margin dash top, 15 pixels. Let's change the background color of the button. Pick a color. I'll pick red.
Okay, I think I can just
then when I hover my hover pseudo just a little bit darker. Result bold.
Figure out the rest on my own. So that's
how
we created the selector unit. That's his default text. And what do we have? I guess, you know what, we'll just put select the unit itself.
Equals document.get element by ID. The ID that we're selecting is our text box.
Yeah.
We'll need the 2 Fahrenheit radio button.
Oh yeah, of course. You mean the I don't know what the word for that is. I know what you meant by not day to day math. It's like that. It's like those Code Wars, which is exclusively made for like pure for pure math puzzles, right?
Button. Let's copy this line, paste it. Get the ID of 2 Fahrenheit. Const 2 Fahrenheit. Get element by ID 2 Fahrenheit.
What language do you solve them in? JS or you said you were practicing PHP, right? Yeah, of course.
Fahrenheit. Then 2 Celsius. 2 Celsius. Const 2 Celsius. The ID is 2 Celsius. So that will be this radio button. And we need well, if, else, let's change the content of our result.
Oh, he did something similar.
Everything.
Oh, no, not similar because he put convert there and on click, it's just running, whereas we did this.
I'm not going to select the radio button, I'm just going to submit. And that's comment 2 Celsius. Take our text to type temp.
Pretty much the same. I don't think he's handling the other.
Then paste them within the
else
statement.
there you go. He's using the toFix method too.
We'll keep this line the same, but we'll change the formula. Temp equals, within parentheses, temp minus 32
in JS
times
itself.
5 divided by 9.
That's cool.
Then change Fahrenheit to Celsius. So what is 32 degrees Fahrenheit converted to Celsius? That is 0. 100 is 37.8. All right, everybody, so that is a simple temperature conversion program using JavaScript, HTML, and CSS.
All right, I'm gonna definitely save this.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
So, what's this? Oh, we finally reached Ace now. Okay, let's do temperature converter. Oh, I made a file rather than a folder there. Temperature converter. I'll put my files here. That's all. Let's create new files. Index.js. How long has it been? Since you learned JS and building projects and stuff. Style.css.
Okay, so today I'm going to explain arrays in JavaScript. Think of an array as a variable-like structure that can hold more than one value. For example, let's say we had a variable named fruit. Go ahead and pick a fruit. I'll pick an apple. Our variable can store one value. But
that's cool. That's cool. I would say what year is it? 2024. It's been like 4 years since I learned Python and learned and worked on Python. 4 or maybe a bit more than that, or maybe a bit less. And well, of course, I know JavaScript. I'm just going through the course here, but I think officially, like I jumped into JavaScript around that same year, 3 years. But of course, I did not build that many projects in JS. Hence, here I am now.
We can turn a variable into an array, and it can store more than one value, and we can do so by enclosing all values with a set of straight brackets. Now my variable of fruit is now an array. It can store more than one value. Just be sure that each value is comma separated. This time I'll add an orange and a banana. Just to make it more obvious that this is an array, I'm going to add an S so that my variable name is plural. It's not mandatory, but it helps with readability. I now have an array of fruits. But let me show you something. If I were to console.log my array of fruits, well, JavaScript is going to print out all of the elements in this array. Each item, each value.
And I mean 3 years in total, but I started in 2020 and took big. Alright, okay. Gotcha. You know what, real quick, what's your opinion on switch case thingy in JS? Is it one of those, and same for do while loops? Is it one of those things which is there but no one uses, or yeah, what's your opinion? What's your opinion?
Value is known as an element. We have 3 elements. If you need to access an individual element, following the array.
Let's just create this.
You have to add an index number, enclosed in straight brackets. If I would like the element at the first position, that would have an index of 0. That would give me an apple. Fruits at index of 1 would.
That's I mean, I searched this in my previous stream. It said this thing, what JavaScript doesn't support negative indexing. Let's just see whether that's true. So we'll do fruit 0, and we are also gonna do fruits -1. Does it allow it or not is the question. Next for HTML. I need to reload perhaps. Yeah. Of course I need to attach the script slot. And okay. It gives undefined, so I guess negative indexing is not support. It doesn't error out though, which is weird. But they're uncommon. Useful for specific scripts, but they're uncommon. Okay, that's cool. Personally, Python from, and I had to Google this, from version 3.10 is when switch keys were introduced, and I haven't literally like seen that being used anywhere. You know, it's there, but no one uses. What about Oh, I guess you answered for do while also then, yeah.
Be orange. Fruits at index of 2 is banana. If I were to attempt to
correct me if I'm wrong, but PHP also has do while loop things, right?
access the element at index 3, well, it's undefined. We only have 3 elements within our array. 0, 1, 2. Arrays always begin with 0. You can even change one of these elements by accessing that array at a given element. Let's access our array fruits at index 0. I will set this equal to...
The rule is if I have to use more than 2LF, I use a switch case. Yeah, but doesn't it beat the purpose? Because earlier I was doing, I mean, is it here? Maybe it's here. Maybe it was just... Anyway, I was doing a switch case code earlier. Doesn't it defeat the purpose? Like the purpose of switch case is to reduce code, but each time you have to add a break statement to it, and it just does the opposite, doesn't it? A checkbox app needs what? Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, but I don't know. For me, the else if it just clicks more like with switch case. Maybe it's again because I'm coming from a, like maybe it's just me with my Pythonic mind. That's the thing.
Coconut. So now we have coconut, orange, banana. Let's change fruits at index 1.
I don't know. With the earlier example I was doing anyway, like I had to add break statements to each switch like case thing, which yeah.
Apple, coconut, banana. Index 2 will be a coconut. Apple,
I don't know.
coconut.
We'll see. I guess we'll see.
Let me console.log that too. Fruits at index 3.
Not really. I mean, with Python, there's another thing though. If you're using a different, like a lower version of Python, your code would error out. So that's one. That would be one reason to avoid it.
We can add a new element to that array. Otherwise, to add an element, there's a built-in method of arrays. Fruits dot push to push an element to the end.
Another thing which surprised me was that JavaScript doesn't support this. I was like, what? There's no in operator. It has a specific includes method, right? You cannot use in operator to search for sharp. Me again with my Pythonic mind, it just makes so much sense just having a in operator there. I wonder if it works for arrays. Would it? Would it work for arrays?
I will add a coconut to the end of my array. Apple, orange.
I mean, again in Python, I just haven't seen people use switch case. A reason for might again would be that it came out in a not very recent, but still recent version of Python. So
Banana, coconut. Then we have pop.
It might gain popularity,
remove the last element.
like most things.
Apple, orange,
Push,
undefined.
pop,
The
and
unshift
then...
method will add an element to the beginning. Take our array, use the unshift method. Unshift. Orange, undefined. The unshift method will add an element to the beginning. I will add a coconut to the end of my array. Apple, orange, banana, coconut. Then we have pop. Pop is going to remove...
So this is basically the append equivalent in Python. This is what I'm gonna do throughout the tutorial. I'm gonna compare everything to what's it there on Python. You have the in TypeScript. Oh, okay. Would you consider that as one of the strengths of? Oh, of course you would. You said it's pretty useful.
Remove the last element.
It is, isn't it? It's just so like it comes out like natural code for me whenever you have the in operator.
Apple orange undefined. The unshift method will add an element to the beginning. Take
Wait,
our
so
array.
you're saying I can't do apple and fruits? That won't work? Well, let's see if we have fruits defined. Okay, we have. So I can't do this apple and. That's just wrong on so many levels. But the weird thing is it doesn't throw an error. It says false. Why do you have in? What does it compare it against? You know? Oh wait. I'm just gonna wait. What? Wait. Is it because it treats it like dictionary? I guess because you don't use the word dictionary in JS, you use the word object, don't you? That's just confusing for you know. Yeah, that's just you know, it's a bit confusing. I won't lie. Okay.
Okay. Use the
So I
unshift.
guess you just have objects in JavaScript. You don't have arrays. Arrays are like if you are thinking in object-oriented programming way, objects are like arrays are like a child class of dictionaries or objects.
Shift method.
Everything is an object. Where did I mean, you say that for I think in Python the thing is you say everything is a class. Everything is a class in Python. Because in JS everything is an object.
I will add a mango to the beginning of my array. Mango, apple, orange, banana.
Oh, what does unshift do? That's a new one.
Unshift method. Unshift. I will add a mango to the beginning of my array.
So it's like a it's in a stack where when you in stack you append to the end, so it's like in a queue, right, where you push to the beginning. Anyway, that's what unshift does, I guess. I don't think we have unshift in with Python. You can do this though. You can just do. That's one way of doing things. I guess you have unshift.
Mango,
here.
apple, orange, banana. Then we have
class / object. Object is object means class. So then what? I thought object meant dictionary in JS. Do you have are dictionaries still called dictionaries in JS? You know, or is it called like one of those fancy terms, hash map? Called hash map, or I thought that object meant you know, dictionary.
we have shift to remove an element from the beginning. Fruits.shift.
That's wrong, I guess.
Now we have an orange banana, and my last two elements are undefined.
What does shift do?
We have shift to remove an element from the beginning. Fruits.shift. Now we have an orange banana, and my last two elements are undefined.
Okay.
To get the length of an array, there's a length property. Let's create a new variable. Let num of fruits to store the number of fruits that we have. Type the array name dot length. Then let's console.log.
Another difference with Python, you have like a len function, which just returns this attribute of strings and stuff, you know.
The number of fruits we have. We have 3 fruits. I'll add another. I'll add a coconut to the end. And we have 4.
Not that good with Python, so I don't want to say I mean, it's fine, you know. I mean, I'm not good. You know, I'm just beginning with JS too.
So that's how to get the length of an array. There's a length property. Type the array name dot length. We can find the
I mean, let's just Google it. Object in JS. container. Okay, so definitely objects just mean class. Object is to JS what class is to Python. So dictionary. You still call other dictionary in okay. Okay, someone literally asked what I was saying. I mean, let's see. JavaScript. Oh, okay. So JSON, JavaScript object notation. Mm-hmm. There are specific rules to JSONs, aren't there? Like, you can't use single quotes here, or something like that. Hmm. Yes, they're called maps. You don't use the word dictionary, I guess.
Index of an element.
But I believe potato, like same thing, different names.
The match. Let index equals. Let's search for
what's in that name.
Index of method. What are we searching for? Let's search for an apple. Then I will display the index. So our apple is located at index 0. Let's search for an orange. That's index 1. Banana. That's 2. Coconut. 3. What if we search for an element that
we
doesn't
have
exist,
sets
like a mango?
too. Maybe it is what you use in Python. I don't know. Yeah. I believe from the Stack Overflow map is same as dictionary. So yeah, we have sets in this thing too. I mean, all these data structures are available. Like all the programming languages are just really tools, right? Tools. And you just need to implement it for a specific problem. As I mentioned before, potato, same thing, different names. What's that name?
Well, this method will return -1. That could be helpful with an if statement. You can check to see if this method returns -1. Then if it does, that means the element wasn't found, and you can let the user know. If index equals -1, display that element wasn't found. Now, if you would like to loop through the elements and display them, there's an easier way to do that. You can use a for loop. So for, there's up to 3 statements. We'll need a counter or some sort of index.
There should be a for in array looping in JS, right?
I equals 0. That's the first statement.
From memory,
we'll continue this as long as I is less than
like
our fruits array dot length property. Then we will increment I by 1. If we have 4 elements, we should execute this loop 4 times. During each iteration, I will console.log our fruits array, but the index, instead of being like 0, 1, 2, 3, a hard number, we'll use our counter, our index of I. Then let's get rid of that line. Now we should loop through all of the elements of this array and print them out individually. Using a for loop, we can even increment by a different number, like 2. I plus equals 2. So here we're only displaying the apple and the banana. If I set index to be 1, then increment by 2, we'll display orange and coconut. So using a for loop, there's a few different ways in which you can display the elements of an array. If you need to display the order of this array in reverse, we can change this around. We will set our counter I to be the length of our array. Then we'll continue as long as I is greater than or equal to 0, then I minus minus. There's one change I'm going to make.
Yeah, cool, but loop through array in JS. I am pretty sure there's a for each thing. Okay, this is called an arrow function, right? That's beyond the topic of what I'm about to discuss. Maybe this is for context of list. This is a sequential loop for each. Okay, which is the most popular in JS according to you? What's that? Let me bring it up here. I did see that though, but let me just bring it up here. Can I somehow dock this thing here? I believe there might be some method or way to do that. So, again, I need to change my default browser. I just keep saying this and don't change it. Okay. Okay, alright. Cool. This is pretty useful. String methods. I guess this would be all the common, or at least the things which people end up using, right? I guess I just expanded the term common with that. Okay, so for and for each map, for reduce file to file, we have a lot of loops in JS. That's the most common methods we use. Yeah, but I mean, if you want to loop through this array, what would you use? Would you use something like this, take the index, or would you do something like, and I have to see if this is even valid, would you do something like use this array dot for each and then yeah, do that, or use this thing for off? I need to look into that. What's for off? I'll look into that, but let me just go through this. Math methods. Yeah. What is plus 10? It might mean something else. Not sure. Then array methods. String joined. Why do you have a? Oh, is concat to just add two arrays? Like you can't do this by default, I guess, in JavaScript. Meaning, can you do something like wait, show me that. This is one of those weird things in JS. Okay. All right. Does JS like to treat everything as a string? Type of plus 10 is a yeah. Okay. Of course, that's what I was looking for. You'll use this. Yeah. But I guess JS likes to treat everything as a string. What's that? Type of 10 is a string. Type of plus 10 is a number. Wait, what? Type of 10? Of course. Okay. What? Why though? Why would anyone use one day use this? Is it another one of the, or what about type of negative 10? So basically, if when you assign sign to a number, to a string, it, and what about, you do have this, right? Yeah, I guess if you put a sign, then it just treats it as a number. You can use shortcut and use plus 10. Wait, what's that? Instead using. Oh, I see what the use for that is now. If I just do plus 10, it just, or plus a string which is a number. Okay, what if I do plus pizza? Would that, yeah, that just is not a number. Oh, so plus is just shorthand for writing number, or just converting a string into a number. So what about this? This has become negative 10. 5 plus. Yeah, and if, okay, I see why that is useful now. Cool. I mean, it is useful, but I mean, it is a bit confusing, like when you begin, I guess. Yeah. Anyhow, so yeah, I'm just a bit, yeah. JS really likes to treat everything as a string, I guess. I didn't expect this at all. Okay. So, where were we? Repeat, yeah, you don't have the asterisk thing for string in Python, you just use this instead. Parse float, we did, parse int would be the integer equivalent. What else do you have here? Okay, okay, I think I'm familiar with most of that. Join, just everything needs to be a string and it just joins everything, right? Like converts it to a string if you want to separate by this, like a hyphen or some character word or whatever. Concat splice, I'll probably need to look into what that is. I've heard of it. Slice is just indexing. Indexer, when you have indexer from last For each is, I believe I went that in here. Map I know is a very useful function. Like we have a map in Python too. It's pretty much used in most code wars related thing. But I haven't really gotten the use to like actually use it in code, you know. Then filter and I think we'll get to this when we get to it. But this is a really useful thing. Thank you for sharing this. I guess set. Okay, so we have set map. I guess objects and maps are different in JS. I have to look into that. Cool. Again, thank you for sending this. What's that? What's that? Console.log. I'm gonna predict that's gonna result in not a number thingy. At least the type of it should be not a number. I guess here I don't need to do console.log, it will log it anyways, but alright. Okay. The number of memes which you can create through JS is it's an option out. I again JS likes even not a number, it treats it as a string. Alright, okay. That's good, I guess.
We have undefined coconut, banana, orange, apple. So the length of my array is 4. But if I were to
no,
access
wait,
our array
before I
fruit
move forwards, let's for of in JSON. That's the loop, right? For variable of iterable. Oh, so rather than saying for I in fruit or for fruit in fruits, like how you would do in Python, you say for fruit of fruits. I guess JS hates the in operator for some reason. For fruit of fruits. So now console.log fruit. There we go. That works. Oh, you created that right now? I didn't know that. I thought I need to change that. So was it something you created by the way? I'll just put that in here. So useful methods dot text. I like the icon for this. Let's save that. Right, that's good to know. That's good to know. And cool. Let's go back. Oh wait, before we go back, one more thing. Are maps and objects the same thing? I guess Google just responded with yes, but no. Object is similar to map. Both let you set keys to values, retrieve those values, delete keys. Sounds like they pretty much do the same thing. For this reason, because there were no build in object has been used as map historically. Also, map were introduced later on in JS, I guess. A map does not contain any keys by default. So an object does contain keys by default. Oh. And array is technically an object, right? They don't call it an array, they call it an object. Okay, so this has I guess the difference between this is that this has keys like 0 apple, as map is like what would be an actual dictionary in Python. So what's that? Oh, we have a new chat there from Tommy, bro. Hey, bro. How are you? It's been a while. I'm doing good. What about you? How are you? Just doing some JavaScripting here. Hey, so what's that chicken? Also for off to iterate on arrays and foreign to iterate on objects. So, you have a for of. Wait, what? That's good. That's good to know. Hey, join us. Join us if you're free. Just going through JavaScript law here, I guess. Hey, what's that? For of to iterate on arrays and foreign to iterate on objects. But I thought arrays and objects are the same thing in JS. Arrays and objects, are they same? Arrays are a special type of objects. Okay, no wonder you you really meant it when you said everything's an object in JS. Okay, arrays are a special type of objects. JavaScript arrays. Okay, so so the real arrays are when you actually instantiate an array in JavaScript, but objects are also arrays, and that's a bit confusing. Yeah. But the methods that work on arrays are different from the one you use on actual object. I guess that makes sense because objects, in a way, even though JavaScript treats them as arrays, I pretty much like to think of them as maps, so dictionaries, since they have this key value thingy going on. JavaScript has a lot of law behind it. I guess like at the time of creation there weren't any map, and there was just object, and then you just build on top of it and they didn't remove it, maybe. Okay, so wait, if this is an object, I should be able to, do I still have fruits? Yeah, I have that defined. Can I do this? Maybe it might be because it's okay, I thought that would work though. Okay. So what was my other question that I had? Oh yeah. Coming back to your message, for of to iterate on arrays, foreign to iterate on objects. Sure thing, Tommy. We'll see you soon. So, okay, I'm just processing that internally. So, for of to iterate on arrays, like actual arrays, and foreign to iterate on objects. So this does work, is what you're saying? Because this technically is an object. It's not an array, right? Okay. I see the difference now. The for in returns the keys, right? As I would expect it to be in what's it? In Python. I'm gonna compare to Python, yeah. But for of would return the actual value of the keys, which is what you actually want. You don't want for fruit in, like if You don't want 0, 1, 2. You want the actual value. I think it makes sense. So if you were to do you know what? Is it this? So how do you create a map? We're just gonna do city capital, right? Or let's just do country capital thing. This is how you define map, I hope. Foreign for objects. Okay, let's just to clarify, this is what you mean by an object, right? Map dictionary is what you mean by an object. Or at least that's where we're going for. So country capital. India, New Delhi, and then USA, it's Washington DC, right? And where did you say you're from? You're from France, right? It's at France in there. France is Paris, right? And oh, okay, of course I need to country capital. Let's see what comes up. Okay, what about, so for maps, for dictionaries, I need to get my verbiage straight, or technical things straight. So for dictionaries, I just said I need to get my lingo straight and my verbiage straight, and I just called the map a dictionary. All right. Yeah. Here, like when it's you know what? I'm just going to refer this to as a dictionary. Just by dictionary I mean a map. So for dictionaries you use only for, like, for in loop works. There is no for off loop. Yeah, gotcha. So for in loop for objects, maps, dictionaries, whatever you want to call it, and for sorry. What did I just say? For in loop for objects, dictionaries, maps, whatever you want to call it, and for off for arrays and objects. And technically an object is same as an array and a map. It's a whole lot confusing. I'm just gonna continue with the video, but I think in practicality I understood what's the difference between both. I guess a lot of the learning curve stuff depends on what what language you first learned. Programming language, that is, not the normal kind. They are the keys. Yeah, exactly.
At index 4, where would that be? 0, 1, 2, 3. That's out of bounds. I'm going to set our index to be fruits.length -1. 0, 1, 2, 3. Our length is 4. -1 is a total of 3. Now we're printing our array in reverse. Coconut, banana, orange, apple. There's also an enhanced for loop. It's a shortcut to displaying the elements of an array. You can write something like this. Let fruit of our array fruits. Really, this variable can be anything.
He just explains this again.
But I like to write a singular version of my array name. Then during each iteration, I will display each fruit. Apple, orange, banana, coconut. This is an enhanced for loop. It's kind of like a shortcut to displaying the elements of an array. If this array name were, I don't know, like meats, you could say let meat of meats, and then display each meat. But of course, there's still fruit. That's a shortcut you can use. Now to sort an array, you can use the sort method, fruits.sort. And that should sort the elements in alphabetical order. Apple, banana, coconut, orange. To sort them in reverse order, you can tack on the reverse method to the end. Fruits.sort method.reverse method.
It doesn't change the array though, does it? In Python, it like literally changes. Like if you were to access fruits again, it changes. Oh, never mind. I guess, yeah, fruits.sort changes the actual array. Like if I were to print fruits, this is what I would get, like alphabetical order. Is there a sorted version? There might be something like array.sorted, perhaps.
Method.
Which doesn't change. It just returns a new array.
Alphabetical order. Orange, coconut, banana, apple. All right, everybody, so that's an introduction to arrays. We'll have a lot of practice with this in the future, so if you don't remember everything, that's okay. An array is a variable-like structure that can hold more than one value. A variable can hold one value. An array can hold many. And well, everybody, those are arrays in JavaScript. Hey, everybody, today I'm...
Before he begins on spread operator, just like a fun fact, not a fun fact, I guess a story. I guess that's not much of a story. It's just I'll just say it. Um, while I was learning JavaScript, like again 3 years back when I actually got into it, so the spread operator equivalent, I learned that this thing exists in like I learned this thing in JS first, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Do you have the same thing in Python? And that's how I came across the Python equivalent, which is you just put a star after array, or I think a star gives you keyword arguments as such. So yeah, I guess JS helped me learn that in one way. What's that? That's why you create. Oh, okay. You're speaking on my sort reference, I believe. That's what you create deep copies of your array slash objects before working on them in your function, as you modify the reference array as object, and that's bad. Yeah. It's one of those ways. Another way, I should say, another way to torture yourself. I know what you're speaking about though, because I've run into one such scenario while doing Python code. I had to spend like literally a couple of hours trying to debug what's going on. The thing was that you would probably have keyword arguments in JavaScript, right? So there was a function. I'm just gonna call it my function, and basically you had a keyword argument, and that keyword argument was a dictionary or a map, and that dictionary was not local scope for some reason. I by accident changed it like outside, and it still took effect. No, sorry, I did not change it outside. I changed it internally, and the next time I ran the function, the keyword argument was actually like stored in memory. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but gosh, that took me some hours to debug, and yeah, I know where you're coming from. Yeah.
I'm going to explain the spread operator in JavaScript.
Going off on a tangent here, but what's your thought, or what are your thoughts on while loops? I personally think they're dangerous, and this is coming from experience. I would much rather do a for I in range, I would much rather do a for loop for like 1,000 iterations or something, and then break out of it.
The spread operator is represented by 3 dots. The spread operator allows an iterable, such as an array
I guess
or string,
you have experience on that,
to be expanded into separate elements. What this does is unpack the elements. Here's an example. Let's create an array of numbers. Pick some numbers. I'll just pick 1 through 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then just to test this, let's console.log my array numbers. In this array, what if I would like to find the greatest value? Well, one way in which I could do that is let's declare maximum. Let maximum, this is going to be a variable, equals, I will use the max method of math. What would happen if I place our array within this method? Then I will display our maximum. So we have not a number. Using the max
we have not a number? That's weird.
Method, we can't place an array directly within this method. However, by utilizing the spread operator, we can spread this array.
Oh, okay, I see. You have to do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you use a spread operator, it just unpacks everything
into different elements. So we will precede this array with the spread operator. We are going to unpack the element.
You have to take into account the performance as well. If a while is faster than a for loop, you can use while. Yeah, I mean, it's like I know where you're coming from, but let's be honest. Like, I haven't personally had the like code that I write in production, right? I haven't had to care about performance to that extent, you know. I guess yeah. When it comes to code problems and all, you know, performance matters quite a lot. Not really. I mean, it depends on what you're working on, right? Depends upon what you're working on is what I would say.
Elements.
But most of the time, yes. What you're saying is true.
Now, if I run this program again, we have a result of 5. When you use the spread operator, imagine that you're opening a box and taking out all the contents inside, like you're unpacking something. Let's find the minimum this time. Let minimum equals
And the people
name.
at
We will
working
pass our
at
array of number.
not Fang, it's Mang now, right? Mang companies have to kind of like every line of code they write, they have to think, hey, would this work for someone who uses Internet Explorer, for instance, right? Like they have to kind of look into everything. I mean, if it were like for our personal projects, someone's using Internet Explorer, I would rather not want them on my project.
Numbers. Then use the
It
spread
doesn't
operator
matter,
to
but
spread
for
our array
them
into different elements.
it does.
What is the
For
minimum value from
those
this array? That would be 1. You
big
can also do this with strings
companies
too.
out
You
there.
can separate a string into different characters. Let's create a username equals type your name, first name and last name. I will create an array named letters. Letters equals. We'll create a new array. Let's take our username, it's a string, and use the spread operator. Then I will display our letters. Console.log letters. And here's my name, divided into different characters. What we have is an array of characters. With my array of characters, I can join them back together.
Some applications are worldwide use. You need your app to work with a little computer/internet connection. What do you mean by little? Oh, performance-wise, right? Like, it shouldn't be that they need to on RTX 4090 with 64 gigs of RAM for your code to work. Is what you meant. Gotcha.
Together and insert characters between each element. I will method chain the join method after our array. We'll add a dash between each character. So now my username is all one string, but there's a dash.
Yeah, of course. That would be bad, wouldn't it? Another thing I was about to say was okay, I lost that train of thought. I'll
Between each character. Okay, now
if it comes back to my mind, I'll say.
We'll make a shallow copy of an array using the spread operator. Add some fruit. I'll add an apple, an orange, and a banana. Then I will console.log my fruits. I can create a shallow copy of this array using spread operator. A shallow copy means it's a different data structure, but it contains identical values. I'll create a copy of fruits named new fruits equals an array.
A shallow copy is what?
I'll create a shallow copy of this array using spread operator. A shallow copy means it's a different data structure, but it contains identical values.
Basically, it's not a reference to the memory. Like you're literally just copying the thing, right?
I'll create a copy of fruits named new fruit.
Careful about shallow and deep copy. What's the difference? What's the difference between shallow and... Oh, is it that in shallow copy, you change a value in one, the other changes, and deep copies, it's literally a new array. It doesn't matter what you do on the first one. Ah, okay, cool.
Fruits equals an array. Let's take our fruits array, then use the spread operator.
So the spread operator does that. I would have expected this to be a deep copy though. Like if you were to do let new fruit is equal to fruits, I would understand, but yeah.
And it should be an identical copy. Yep, there's no parent change. We have two different arrays, but they contain identical elements.
Two different arrays? You told me this was a shallow thing, right? Okay, let's just test that. So we're gonna console.log new fruits. And we're gonna let new fruits. Gonna do this. And we are gonna update this. Question is, would this update new fruits or not? Change that to coconut. See, that did not. So is this a deep copy? I guess. Let's also log fruits to see if it took effect. So this is a. Okay. That creates a deep copy. Gotcha. It is confusing because he didn't he just tell that he's gonna create a shallow copy instead. Oh, it's different for objects? Huh. I didn't know that. What about so let's this should be shallow. Oh, oops. It's weird when you say it out like that, but this should So shallow fruit should be a shallow copy, right? Yeah. This is a, I mean, would you even call it a shallow copy? This is more like a reference, right, to the first one. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh, so for object, you have to write out what you just wrote in that message over there. Yep.
Or arrays using the spread operator. Let's create an array of vegetables. Let's add some carrots, celery, potatoes. I'll rename new fruits as foods. Let's add our array of fruits, we're spreading it, comma, then we will spread our vegetables array. Then we will display our array foods. This array contains all of the elements from these two arrays, fruits and vegetables. We can use the spread operator to combine arrays. We even have the capability to append separate elements along with unpacking these arrays. I will also add eggs and milk. We have all of the elements from our two arrays, plus a few extras, eggs and milk. All right, everybody.
That makes sense why I would create a deep copy, right?
So that's the spread operator. It's 3 dots. It allows an iterable, such as an array or string, to be expanded into separate elements. And well, everybody, that is the spread operator in JavaScript. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to explain REST parameters in JavaScript. REST parameters.
Let's just read through that first. Allows a function work with a variable number. Oh, okay. I got you. It's like star arcs and stuff. Why doesn't, I guess Emmet is what it's called, right? Emmet doesn't like me writing Python code. Yeah, I guess this is the Python equivalent for, or going to be the Python equivalent for this thing. Rest.
Parameters is a parameter prefixed with 3 dots. They allow.
So what's that? Would you mind? Oh, sure. Is that better? Let me know.
Allow a function to work with a variable number of arguments by bundling them into an array. It's very similar to the spread operator, which we talked about in the last video. The spread operator expands an array into separate elements. REST parameters do the opposite. They bundle separate elements into an array. Spread will
Okay.
spread an array into separate elements. REST parameters will bundle separate elements into an array. It effectively does the opposite.
Sure. Is that good enough?
How could REST parameters be useful? Let me give you an example. Say we have a bunch of different food. Const food1 equals pizza. We'll create a few different food variables. Let's start with 4. Food 1, food 2, food 3, food 4. We have pizza.
You're right. It did not did it. It's I just checked out my screen. It's just yeah, it isn't zooming the video as such. Oh, I guess yeah. That's the way to zoom in the video. We lose our own code, but I mean, if it helps, then maybe not this much. We need to find the perfect balance here. So is this good enough? I guess. That's fine. All right, cool. Yeah. And if you're gonna focus on the code, we'll just minimize it anyways later. So
Hamburger,
should be good enough.
hot dog, and sushi. I'm going to create a function that uses REST parameters. It's going to output all food that I send it. We'll pretend that we're opening a fridge. Imagine that all of this food is in a fridge. Open fridge. Fridge is short for refrigerator.
There
Use
is
REST parameters.
the other. What was it, Tommy? Yeah. I don't know if you're watching this, Tommy. Where are you?
3 dots.
So
We're going to stick all of this food into an array. But what should the array name be? Let's say foods. That's descriptive. Then I'm going to console.log my array of foods. Now I'm going to call this function open fridge. I will send this function a variable number of arguments. This method is going to display an array. We have food 1, pizza. Food 2, hamburger. Hamburger is also within our array.
you do have
Food
keyword
3.
arguments in JS, right? It's just that we have not reached that yet. So that's what you should have, right? Yeah, I mean, again, I would be really surprised if there are no keyword arguments in JS function. Oh yeah, Whoa, what? You don't have keyword arguments? Huh. Why? I mean, they're really useful, right? You mean you must have an equivalent for keyword arguments? I guess you just pass in a map inside, I guess then.
Hot dog. Food.
That's really surprising though. Keyword arguments. Do you have keyword arguments in TypeScript then? Like, is it like one of those things? Like you have in TypeScript in operator works, but here it doesn't.
Food 4, sushi. Let me add one more food. Let's add ramen. Food 5 will be ramen. Then I will add food 5. You can see that I can send this function any number of arguments that
Keyword
I like.
arguments, by the way, are like default arguments, you know? Like that's gonna be the default value when you call the function, unless the user who called the function wants to change it. You know?
Function is designed to accept any number of arguments.
I
could combine this function with the spread operator. When I'm displaying my foods array, all of these elements are in an array, but I could separate them back into separate elements by using the spread operator, which is the same 3 dots as the rest parameters. Rest parameters are used as parameters. The spread operator is used whenever you have an array, or any sort of collection of something. So now when I combine the rest parameters and the spread operator, I can display all of my separate elements. You can even use rest parameters to stick all elements within an array. So this time I'm going to create a separate function to get food. We will use rest parameters. Our array name will be foods. All we're going to do is return foods. Take all of these separate elements, stick them within an array, then return that array. So I'm going to create a new array, const foods equals, call our getFood method, pass in a variable amount of arguments. Let's pass in food 1, food 2, food 3, food 4, and food 5. And then we got to display it. Console.log. My array foods.
It just
so that's how the rest parameters can be used to combine
array.
elements and bundle them into an array. Then if you want, you can return the array or do whatever you want with it. Let's go over a second example. We'll create a method to sum a bunch of numbers together. Function sum. We will use rest parameters so we can accept any number of arguments. Our array name will be...
I get the point of that, so let's do that first. And in this case, I'm just gonna... Yeah, let's just do that real quick. So that should look something like this, right? You should have array.sum or something similar, right? Sum in JS. Dot reduce. I know reduce just applies this function on each element, like something like that, right? There isn't a sum operator as such. I mean, not operator, method as such that you can use. Okay, that's a bit weird. I guess it is what it is. Numbers don't reduce. What does reduce need? It needs a callback function. We are gonna call this. Oh, we have math.sum. Oh, it accepts up to 4. Okay, we're just gonna do this. But I guess math.sum would do it anyways. Let's return this. And let's sum up 2, 3, 4, see what the sum of that is. Let me see if I can do this on my mind though. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 98. 133 is gonna be the answer to that. Let's see. We're just gonna do console.log. Did that out or undefined is not a function. Interesting. So maybe I use it. What is this? What are you doing there? It's confusing, isn't it? What's that? If it's the most type of confusing method out there, Code Wars, Lead Code, they would love it, love to use this in their one-liners, wouldn't they? That's what I've seen in Python at least. Um, the thing that you send in you have send in chat, that's called arrow function, right? Anonymous function is what again I'm just going back to lambda functions is what we say in Python. That's called an arrow function, right? That's like literal code syntax you have sent that. So yeah, I'm just gonna scrap this. Let's see what you have. So basically you called reduce and you're defining an arrow function here. Current value, and what does ACC stand for? I'm sure it means for next value, but what does it mean? Okay. ACC is accumulator. Oh, so it's like wait, let me just write this out first and talk about it. So let's see if yeah, that worked. Oh, I was right. I said 133, right? Hey, there you go. So I'm just gonna assume this is how it's gonna work. So first, at first 2 and 3 are just, there's gonna be random position, it doesn't matter. 2 plus 3, 5. So you got 5 now, right? 5 is gonna be your accumulator and 4 is gonna be your current. Then it becomes 9. 9 is gonna be accumulator. 5 is gonna be the current value. 14 and so on, and until we reach 98 and it does its thing. Okay, gotcha. Cool. I guess reduce would be a really useful one-liner, but at the same time, it can get really confusing. I would at least that's what I would guess. In short, it can get complicated. I think we can remove can and we can just put it will get complicated there.
Numbers. What we'll do within this method is have a result. Result equals 0. We'll keep track of the current sum within our result. I'll create a for loop to iterate over our array. For every let number of numbers, take our result plus equals the current number. And then we are
Oh. Oh, okay. I guess we just did one liner here.
going to return our result. Now we'll have.
Oh, what's that? What's that you have there? Okay, I have chat here. Yeah, I don't like you know, let's just yeah. So what's that? That's when you have spread args or arguments. Yeah, this is exactly what I meant by args, but it seems like you don't have or at least I wasn't able to find keyword arguments in this thing in JS. You know what? I'll just show you what I mean. So if I have a function like this, see, this is a keyword argument, right? Like you don't have to necessarily provide the value of name. It's, you know, my name by default. If I run this, I mean, do I have the you know, thing for Python set here? Oh, of course it should be. Of course I need to print it. The console.log. So This is a keyword argument, right? Yeah, default ones, exactly. Default arguments, I guess. So yeah, in Python, the thing for that REST operator thing would be this. But at the same time, you can have this thing, quarks. And so basically, I can do something like name is equal to and I can have something else, xyz, right? And if I return this, actually let's return arcs and quarks. I can also have this thing that's then so this becomes a dictionary or map, and then this becomes a tuple. I don't know if you have those in JavaScript, but yeah, that's what I meant. Oh, you have those in JavaScript? You have default values. Cool. Do you have this though? The same thing, but specifically for keyword arguments. I guess you don't need it in JavaScript. You can just pass in an object as such. You can do that in quarks. Star quarks is not necessarily needed in a language. You have default in JS. Cool. What's the format for that? Default in JS function. Default parameters, okay? That's another word for keyword arguments, I guess. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, it's literally the same syntax. Perfect. So you do have that. That's good to know.
Const total equals.
Yeah. Okay, this would be like you're mixing arguments which are definitely needed with any number of unlimited arguments, right? Can you do the same with keyword arguments though, like how I did in this? Have I deleted it? I don't know, like, you know, name. Like I have not defined those the names of the variables on the function here, but I can give in any number of keyword arguments I want here. Do you have that on JS or? Yeah, but the spread rest works like that for just this, right? Just like arguments. Can you do something like this is what I mean. Like some keyword argument, you know. I guess you know, I just did a Stack Overflow search, so I don't think it's there, but I mean it's not technically needed, you know. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough of JS lore. Let's get back to that tutorial.
Let's start with one. Oh, then I should probably display the total. Console.log. I'll use a template literal. Your total is, I'll add a placeholder, total. Your total is $1. Let's add a few more arguments. 2, the total is now $3. 3, $6. 4 is 10. 5 is 15. Let's create a function to calculate an average. Let's copy our sum function. Let's name this function getAverage. All we have to do when returning our result to get the average is divide our result by the length of our numbers array. Divided by numbers dot length property. That will give you the average. So now, const total equals get the average. Maybe these are test scores. One student got a 75, another got 100, another student has 85, 90, and 50. Let's console.log the total. The average is 80. Let's go over example 3. You can use the rest parameters to combine strings together. We will create a function to combine strings. We'll send in a title, like Mr., a first name, such as SpongeBob, a last name, SquarePants. He's the third. We still need to make this function though, but const full name equals whatever string is returned. All right, let's work on this function. Function combine string. Let's make this plural strings. We need to use rest parameters. Let's name our array strings. An easy way to do this is to return
next
our array
is gonna be
and use the built-in join method
we have
to join all the strings together.
Projects, I guess.
But we'll add a space between each string. All right, we should now have a full name variable. That's all of the strings combined. So let's console.log our full name. Mr. SpongeBob SquarePants the third. That's one way in which you could use the rest parameters to combine a bunch of strings into one, such as if you're creating a full name. All right, everybody, so those are rest parameters. They allow a function to work with a variable number of arguments by bundling them into an array. It's the opposite of the spread operator. The spread operator expands an array into separate elements. The rest parameters bundle separate elements into an array. And well, everybody, those are rest parameters in JavaScript. Hey everybody, so in today's video we're going to use JavaScript, HTML, and CSS to create a dice roller program. This is an optional project. You will need some images of dice to work with. If you're able to find some images of dice, I would save them somewhere, maybe on your desktop.
So you know what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna
Hey everybody,
create this on our own first.
Today's video we're going to use JavaScript, HTML, and CSS to create a dice roller program. This is an option.
What is it doing though?
Hey everybody, so in today's video we're going to use JavaScript, HTML, and CSS to create a dice roller program. This
Oh, okay, I see what's happening here. Yeah, let's build it out. This is gonna be project. I don't know. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 project, I guess. Yeah. So, first things first, we need those images copied over, right? So, nice images he copied from Wikipedia, right? Let's do that. Yeah, there we go. Wikipedia comments. I don't need the entire thing. I need one at a time. Can't I just get one at a time? I guess you'll have to do this. Is there gonna be a dice7.png? Nah, that is it. Wikimedia comments. Come across that. So let's see. Yeah. File Explorer. Maybe. We'll create a new folder called assets and put that in here. Seems like it worked in JS, but you have to declare the variable first. Are we talking about the Quark thing? Let's see. What do you mean? Why is my... Oh, let me just save this first. We'll just literally just call it 1.png, you know, 2 and so on. Let's look at this first. Oh, it worked. Okay, alright. Okay. Ah. Oh, it does not work, is what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, I don't think. I don't know. Take it for like you're hearing it for the first time, so I don't know. It might not be that common in this thing, you know, and in JS. Ooh, all right, okay. So you can do it by this. But I guess this defeats the purpose, right? And like in Python, it literally just gives a dictionary. But I guess if you really wanted a map or a dictionary, you can just pass in map or a dictionary, right? Cool. It works, but VS Code doesn't like when you create a variable without declaring it. Yeah, it works, but yes, I guess that's how, because it's not meant to be a common feature, right? So maybe that's why. Anyway, let's just quickly get all the dice images here. I guess I could just serve it like through Linguist, but I don't know. Let's save this. Oh, sure thing, Checker. Take care. Hope you have a rest of what's it, evening there? Well, whatever time it is there. Hope you have a great day ahead. Take care. See ya. Cheers. Alright. So, I want red dice for some reason. It's fine. What part are we? Okay, it's just 16 minutes for us to reach the 4-hour mark. So, yeah, I'll probably do it till there. Yeah, see ya. Take care. Bye. Take care. So, what are all the images now? Time to create the UI. So, we call it dice roller. Let's attach the link part of it so we don't forget. So it is evening there. Alright. So I've attached the style sheet. I have a style sheet created, don't I? I do have one. Then yeah, we're gonna replicate this as much as possible. So let's have a main tag to begin us off. H1 dice roller. Put that in. And let's go ahead and change the font family to Adana. But yeah. Interestingly, that didn't work the last time for some reason. Class, we'll just call it main in case we need to take that in. Now what? Now we need label and input number input, right? And a button. So let's just create those three things real quick. So we need a label for let's create the input first. Input number, and then we should, I need a button. We're just gonna call it roll, button.roll, you know. So we have label, input, button, and what are we gonna call this input? Num dice, let's call it that. Well, I guess yeah, we're gonna call it num dice, and we're just gonna name it as, I don't think we need a name here, do we? We'll still give it a name anyways, you know. We'll call it dice counter, or just counter, you know. Let's just call it counter. So, and in our label, let's actually let's just do that. What is this for? This is for the num dice thingy, and we're gonna put in the label there, number of dice, and this should say roll dice. We have, oh, that came out neat. Cool. This is there in the beginning though.
Hey everybody, so in today's video we're going to use JavaScript, HTML, and CSS to create
it just happened at this. So we need a paragraph element which has the text and then images thing, right? So let's do that. Just call it paragraph dot dice text. Just to see how this would look like, I'm just gonna put it with random values here. And we need, so how would this work? Technically we'll need to kind of append JavaScript, right? We'll need to append HTML via JavaScript. That makes sense?
A dice roller program. This is an optional project. You will need some images.
So basically, 3 would be the limit of the flexbox and 3 again. So, I'm gonna create, I need a container. Is there a, no, I guess I'll have to use a div here. I'll call it image container. And first and foremost, we're gonna use the power of flexbox. It's gonna be our secret move here. Okay, image container. Display set that to flex. And let's just do that for now, and let's just append a lot of images there. So asset slash, yeah, gonna copy this over. Yeah, for the time being, let's just let that all be once, you know. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now I need this to be just 3 at a time, right? 3 at the top and 3 at the bottom. How would I do that? With the power of flexbox. So let's search for it. Flexbox max images. I guess you give it the max width, maybe. Yeah. Flex wrap. What does this do again? Ah, okay, okay. Okay. I guess. Okay, this is useful. This is useful. Let's keep it. But by default, I am also gonna set the max width. What is 100% gonna look like? You know? Let's just do it that. Yes, to 50%. 50% worked. And if it's full screen, okay, that's not what I wanted. So let's see. Can't full screen and do that at the same time. 40. 40 does the trick. And what if it's oh, actually, you know what? That's not what I wanted to do. Display 3 images in a row. CSS. Okay. Ha 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 ha. So flex box. I guess this is one of those places where you need to use that grid thing, but let's see if you can do it with flexbox as such. So let's see. Yeah, it's 3 rows. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm trying to do. An answer for this. Here, it's best to use grids. Let's just see if there's any quick video on grids. Grids in CSS.
CSS Grid, a system for laying out items across a movable set of horizontal and vertical lines. Inside a grid, we have invisible lines that divide columns and rows. The space between two parallel...
This is a problem exactly for Flex, isn't it? I mean, exactly built for grids. The grid
lines is known as a grid track, and the space between four lines is known as a grid area. In your HTML, start with a track and divide columns and rows. The space between two parallel grid lines is known as a grid track, and the space between four lines is known as a grid area.
Space between four lines is... Oh, okay,
in your HTML, start with a parent element to serve as your grid container. Then all of its children will automatically become grid items. Let's imagine we wanted to build a website with a Holy Grail layout. In the HTML, we have a container with 5 elements inside. We'll start by setting the container's display property to grid. Now open your app in Firefox to visualize the grid lines, tracks, and areas. It helps to imagine your website as an Excel spreadsheet. In each individual cell, add a label that represents the element that should appear there. Each cell in the grid represents one fractional unit. In the middle, we have an advertisement, the main content, and the sidebar. Then we have the top bar taking up 3 cells on the top and the footer on the bottom. Notice how this represents a 3x3 grid, and we can use this as the value for the grid template areas property. Now, we need to tell the children which grid area that they take up. We can do that by providing the name to the grid area property. That gives us the right layout, but now we want to adjust the size of the rows and columns. Currently, each column is taking up 1/3 or 1 fractional unit of the available space.
Okay, alright. I guess grids are gonna be really useful, so I might go on a tangent and do this. You know, post instead and then come back. Yes, you know what? I think I'll be ending the stream now. Yeah, we made a lot of progress here. And I think in the next one, we'll be building some cool projects. But before we get to the next one, I'll cover this maybe, you know, in the stream itself, perhaps. I'm not sure. But the reason I'm gonna do just because I believe grids are gonna be really useful in the future, so let's just do that. We could, you know, just carry with this video and I'll probably explain what grids are and stuff, but let's just do a separate video for this because I believe grids are gonna be pretty damn useful. So with that being said, we did quite a lot today and I'm happy for the progress that we made. And yeah, again, thank you to all those wonderful people who came into the chat. Check them and Tommy, bro. All right. Cool. With that being said, it's me, Shajan AI, signing off. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care.